Hi, everyone. I was just trying to turn the light on, but it's like way up on a bookshelf, and we have garland up there now because we decorated for Christmas super early. So if it comes crashing down in the middle of our call, which I hope it won't, you'll know what what's happening. Hi, guys. I'm Sarah Price. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you for joining us tonight. It's a Thursday, which means it's almost the weekend, which means, you know, I'm sure that you've had a busy week full of lots of stuff, and I just really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy life to just hear what we are so passionate about, and what you hear about what we really think could change everything in your life. So a couple things, just in case you're new to Zoom, a couple of things for you to know. So you have like the video option. You've either turned it on or off. It's fine if you have it off. I love to see faces. I'm definitely not in my best presentation, I guess. I haven't washed my hair in several days. So just know that even if you don't look perfect, it's okay. I still would love to see your face. And then we also have a chat function. if you have any questions at any time during our call, you can hop on the chat function and just type in your question. And if somebody may get to it right away, and if not, I'm going to go back at the very end. I love to answer questions. And especially, because it's probably going to be in the middle of everything and you're going to forget if you don't just get it out there, then you can just pop it in the chat. And if it hasn't already been answered, then I'm going to go and check it out at the very end and answer whatever questions you guys have about products or business or anything like that. Okay, Christina, I saw you raised your hand. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but that's another thing you can do. You can raise your hand if you ever want to talk or share anything. So let me really quick, before we get started. Okay, I'm just making sure that there's no questions before we got started. So, okay. So let me clear my screen here. Okay, so if you're here, you may not know very much about Plexus. So let me tell you a little bit about what Plexus is. We are the health and happiness company. We have a line of all natural supplements that is focused on really getting to the root issue of what's causing health issues in your life. So we are not a quick fix. We are not a diet. We are not a meal replacement. We're not like a shake. We really just kind of fit into whatever lifestyle you already have, no matter how healthy or maybe unhealthy your lifestyle is at this point. We really do just fit pretty seamlessly into that and support and help you make good, healthy decisions. So we got started in 2009 as a breast health company. Obviously, our products have expanded since then. We're not just a company for women. There's lots of big burly men with beards who love their pink drink. So this is definitely not just something for girls, even though it is pink. So that's a little bit about our company. So before we kind of get into, I'm going to talk just about a couple of our most popular products, but before we get into that, I would love for you all to hear from some real people with real stories. So first we're going to hear from Alyssa, and what I love about Alyssa is that she had super, super high standards pre-Plexus, and she's going to talk to you kind of about what those standards were and how Plexus met them. So Alyssa, let me unmute you real quick. All right, go ahead.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, so to start off, before Plexus, with my first son, I had dealt with thrush. So if any of you are familiar with thrush, it's basically a yeast infection in your boobs, basically. Sorry, I don't know how else to describe it. And sometimes they get oral thrush, so they get like an infection in their mouth as well, which had happened with my son. So fast forward to the previous March, recently of this year, I had my second, and I started having all the same symptoms of thrush again, and he started having symptoms as well in his mouth for oral thrush. So that got me really a little discouraged, and just because I knew ahead of time it's a lot of work to try to beat thrush, and just from that knowledge I had of dealing with thrush and just how much work it is and how you have to change your diet, you have to change your lifestyle, kind of. I mean, that's what I did to change it, and I just did not want to go through that again. So I was looking for something that dealt specifically with yeast, and I knew that there were enzymes and there's probiotics that help, things like that. Enter Sarah, my good friend Sarah. She became my friend in February. I think we met in February, right? Yeah, February. Mm-hmm. And she honestly was just really warm and welcome. And at first, I didn't know anything about her, obviously. So I started seeing all her Facebook posts, and she started posting about Plexus, and I saw some of her Plexus posts. I wasn't too interested until she made a post about how the new Vital Biome that her company came out with really helped her have more patience with her kids. And I'll tell you that right now, that was the one post that got me interested in Plexus, because before then I was just like, oh, that looks cool. Like, that's cool. She does it from home. That's great and everything. But it wasn't until she posted about a probiotic that really got me interested. So yeah, that was, I reached out to her. She didn't even reach out to me. I was the one who was like, hey, let's go do something. Talk to me about this Plexus stuff. So I started with the triplex, just because I went to the meeting. She went over the triplex, which I'm sure you'll introduce to people. You'll go into detail with that. So I started with the triplex because it had met every single one of my criteria for what I was looking for in a product. It had, well, I won't go into it because Sarah will, but it literally had everything I was looking for, as far as it was easy to use. It was very, very, very easy to use. It did not taste disgusting. So it was easy to take every day. I mean, come on, guys. Mom of 2 kids. If you have 1 kid, it's hard to incorporate anything into your life. Plexus is so easy to get into your life. And I'll tell you that I started seeing results in 2 weeks. I'm sure, everybody's story is different, but I personally saw results in 2 weeks and saw big changes within a month. Within a month, I was down 4 pounds. I was back down to my pre-baby weight from my first child, and the thrush symptoms were completely going away. By 2 months, I wasn't even noticing anything, and my son's in his mouth was completely going away as well, which is huge, which made, I knew that the products were working because of my son and because of me, but mostly because of my infant. It was going away in his mouth. So all that to say, the best part of Plexus, I would say, are the results are phenomenal, guys. You will experience improvement in your health in areas you didn't even know you wanted to be improved. And yeah, Plexus sells itself, and all I could say is don't take my word for it. Take advantage of that 60-day money-back guarantee, because that was the big turning point for me, was that the products worked. Things started, improving in my health that, like I said, I didn't even know I wanted. And yeah, the products speak for itself. So that's my testimony. And yeah, that's about all I can.
Thanks, Alyssa. Yeah, she mentioned something kind of interesting. So she obviously was taking products while nursing. You didn't pick up on that. And because our products are so natural and have nothing artificial in them, almost all of them are, we always are going to tell you to go to your doctor and show them to your doctor or your OB, but almost all of them are safe for pregnancy and nursing. I am 12 weeks pregnant, and took them with my second. Yay! I took them with my my second daughter as well. My son, I didn't know about Plexus. So, but all that to say, that just kind of speaks volumes to how natural our products are. So, I know that if you haven't already heard a ton of stories, maybe you have read a lot of stuff about what these products have done for people. Maybe you've seen it in your Facebook newsfeed, and you have been very skeptical. And I think that that is completely normal. And so I want you to hear from another skeptic, Jessica. She is going to tell you her story and tell you about how she started out as a huge skeptic. So Jessica, let me find you and I'll unmute you. There you are. Okay, go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Just want to make sure I have my timer on so I don't go too long. My name's Jessica. I am a silver ambassador with Plexus, and I was introduced to Plexus about a year ago. Sarah and Derek, our husbands know each other. So actually my husband came home and was stoked on Plexus and was like, this is awesome. I'm ordering these products. You got to do it. And I was like, no, that's okay. Let me just make sure this isn't going to kill you and you can order it. And then, yeah, I'm not really interested. I didn't really think supplements were necessary, right? I'm also a full-time registered nurse, and I felt like, well, I took a nutrition class once, and I went to nursing school. Like, supplements just aren't necessary. As long as we're eating well and getting enough sleep, like, our bodies should function the way that they're supposed to, and we don't need all this extra stuff. So what really piqued my interest was when Sarah started talking about gut health. And I remember one time they were over for dinner, and Sarah was sharing with us about the products, and she started talking about gut health and the things that these products were helping people with because it was connected to their gut. And I thought, I think there's something to that. So I did some research. I started researching gut health. I was researching diseases and symptoms that are related to gut health, testimonies, products. I researched every single ingredient in the triplex combo because I was nursing my baby. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to use this, everything in it's got to be good, right? So I felt like, okay, I think I'm ready to try this. So I did. Fast forward to now, and I feel amazing. Okay. Just a little bit of my product testimony. Like I said, I'm a nurse. I work in a very busy emergency department. I work 12-hour shifts, and pre-Plexus, I would come home from a 12-hour shift exhausted. My feet would ache, my knees, my calves. Like, on a busy day, I could literally be on my feet for 10 out of the 12 hours of my shift, easily on a busy day. 5 p.m. crashes were the norm. Like, 5 p.m., like, oh, we're so close to the end of the shift, but I'm hungry. I need something sweet. I need a pick-me-up. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I probably haven't drank enough water. And if you're a nurse or nurses, there's always junk around, always. There's donuts in the break room. There's leftover cake from someone's birthday. There's potluck. There's all kinds of stuff. So I was all over that. And I just want to say that's all gone. Like, that is a thing of the past. I can work a 12-hour shift, a busy 12-hour shift, and feel amazing when I get home. I actually worked a 12-hour shift today, and I feel great. And you can put whatever you want in front of me at 5 p.m., all on the nursing station, and like, I just don't even want it anymore. That's a little bit there. My husband no longer drinks energy drinks, which is a huge win for him. My mother-in-law will tell you that these products are changing her life. She has an amazing testimony. But what I want to focus on a little bit more tonight is Plexus and healthcare workers. So I work with doctors, I work with nurse practitioners, I work with physician assistants, and obviously fellow nurses. And I'm passionate about gut health and the things that I'm learning and connecting it to what I'm seeing at work. I see very sick people during my shifts, and I just feel like, as a medical community as a whole, we don't know what we don't know. I think gut health is still new. This area of research is still new. And not a lot of healthcare workers are open to this idea because, let's be honest, it's a little bit holistic. It's a little shift from Western medicine, right? Today, I had a patient who suffered from chronic migraines. She literally has a migraine every single day of her life. She came in crying because she was having a really bad migraine. She's tried multiple medications. And I just kind of watched the interaction between her and the physician assistant. And it was just very interesting to me because I'm like imploding inside. Like, what are you eating? Do you have a gluten sensitivity? Do you take a probiotic? Do you know that there could be this connection? But none of that's mentioned by the PA, right? It's just like, I'm going to give you these medications and you need to, follow up with your neurologist, which is fine. But I just think that sometimes we think that our doctors or whomever have all the answers, and we don't. And I see that every day. Now, I work with some brilliant doctors, and some of them do have most of the answers. But when it comes to gut health and the things we eat feeding our bodies or feeding our disease, that is a whole new area of healthcare that we need to go in. Like, I really believe that gut health is the future of healthcare, truly, based on everything I see in the emergency department and just my interactions with fellow healthcare workers. So that's my story.
I think that that's just super powerful. I mean, Jessica, you see it, you know, every single day at your job. I think that, you know, that just speaks volumes. And she's right. The field of research on gut health is only about 20 years old. And when you think about medicine, how old like the field of medicine is, 20 years is not that long. And most of the studies have actually only been done in the last 10 years. So it really is an emerging field. But when, you know, like Jessica was saying, you know, when she started to dig into it and do the research, it all just made sense. And I can attest to that too. I didn't know anything about gut health. I took a prenatal with my first son, but I never took any supplements and never even thought I needed any. But then once I started, you know, digging into the research and you know, learning about the connection between your gut health and your overall health, it's undeniable. It really is undeniable. So we're going to transition and just talk about a few of our most popular products. So we're going to start out with a triplex. I know Alyssa already mentioned that. So triplex is 3 products. This is what most people start with. This is what I use every day, and probably what most of the ambassadors on this call use every day. So the first product we'll talk about is, of course, everybody's favorite, the pink drink. Okay, so I know it's called Slim, but don't let the name fool you. It's not just about weight loss. When I first started Plexus, I didn't join for weight loss. I was having a lot of digestive issues that I really couldn't figure out. I was told I had IBS, and I tried medications and it didn't work. I looked into how to change my diet, which was totally overwhelming, like Alyssa was saying. And I made a lot of changes. But, you know, I just knew that, like, I'm not going to live my life that way. I just can't do that. And so, you know, I tried I tried other supplements. I tried allergy elimination treatments. I mean, I was desperate and nothing was helping. I was just feeling awful every day. So I initially joined and started using products because I just wanted relief from my horrible digestive issues. And it's the only thing that has helped me. I feel like I've been using Plexus a little over 3.5 years, and I still feel like my health is improving. I still am noticing changes and differences in my health. Okay, before I forget, really quick, because I will forget if I don't say it right now. If you are a guest on this call, we're going to do some giveaways, but we just need to know that you're here, and we need to know your name so that we can do the giveaway. So if you are a guest, I need you to just type your name in the chat. So that way we can kind of keep track and make sure that you get entered in the giveaway. So you should see a little chat box it's going to look different if you're on your phone, but for me, I'm on my computer. It's just kind of down at the bottom of the screen. So if you are a guest, make sure that you get your name into that chat. If you invited a guest and you notice that their name isn't in there, maybe they're having a little bit of trouble, make sure that your guest's name gets in the chat, if that makes sense. Okay.
Sarah, I was just going to say, if they can't figure out how to put their name in the chat, but they're on, they can text the person who invited them, and then we'll know and we can put their name in the chat too.
Perfect. Yes, that works. That might even be easier. Okay. So, Slim. Not for weight loss necessarily. A lot of people do lose weight with Plexus, but that's just a happy side effect. So Slim is a little powder that you open up, pour into water, shake it up, and drink it. Super simple. Again, it's not a shake. It's not a meal replacement. This is designed to basically balance your body, balance your blood sugar, balance your hormones. It really does kind of get your body working the way that it's supposed to. And, you know, our systems in our body are messed up because we have the standard American diet, which means a lot of processed foods, a lot of fast foods, a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, and all of those things. Plus, we're also super stressed. All of those things wreak havoc on our bodies. And so Slim is really designed, well, all of our products are really designed to heal your body from the inside out. Tastes really, really yummy too, by the way. So that's Slim in a super quick nutshell. For me, I've noticed it's helped a ton with my energy. I don't crash in the afternoons. It's helped with my sleep. That's one of the first things that I noticed for sure, was that I was sleeping better. And it's also helped with my cravings. I used to want dessert after breakfast, which is ridiculous. Just had a major, major sweet tooth, and I just don't have that anymore. I don't feel like I have to have some sugar right now. So those are the very first things that I noticed personally. Second product in our triplex is called BioCleanse. This is like a supersized bottle. I buy the big bottle because my husband and I share it. But okay, so I know this has the word cleanse in it, but do not let it scare you. I promise it's not a detox tea that's going to keep you in the bathroom all weekend long. This is a very, very gentle product. I just call it our magnesium supplement because that's basically what it is. 90% of Americans are actually deficient in magnesium, which is a big deal. So BioCleanse is basically going to help you be regular. Just going to put it that way, which is super, super important, because if you aren't, then a ton of toxins are just sitting in your body. It's estimated that the average American has like 8 pounds of waste lining their digestive tract. And when that happens, you can't absorb nutrients from your food properly. So that really is a key element of your health. So this is a super, super gentle product. And I love that it's flexible. Like you take 1 or you take 4 or you take however many your body needs. So this is basically just going to make sure that your digestive tract is clean and clear. These 2 products work really well together, BioCleanse and ProBio 5. If you think of your digestive tract like a toilet, I'm just going to say that. ProBio 5 goes in and scrubs your toilet, and then BioCleanse flushes it out. You know, when you clean your toilet, you don't scrub it and just leave it. It's still dirty if you don't flush it. So these 2 work really well together. ProBio 5 is one of our probiotics. What's really, really different about this, and what makes this better than anything you're ever going to find on the shelf anywhere, is that this has an antifungal, which breaks down and kills off bad bacteria in your system. And that's where a lot of health issues stem from. We have an overgrowth of bad bacteria in our systems because we eat lots of carbs and we take antibiotics and we're really stressed. And if you're a girl, you've likely taken birth control. And there's all of these different things that really, really have a big impact on a big negative impact on the health of our digestive tract. So this has ingredients to get rid of the bad stuff, and also probiotic strains to strengthen the good bacteria and to replenish the good bacteria in your system. So these 3 triplex just work really, really well in order to heal your body from the inside out and to really get your body kind of functioning the way that it's supposed to. I'll say that ProBio 5 helps me sleep well too, and it's also helped a ton with my sugar cravings. I'm not even going to try to make a list of things that these products help with, because we literally would be here all night. It's just too long. So if you have any health issue in mind, I guarantee you that it's going to come back to gut health, to blood sugar imbalance, or gut health, or inflammation in your body. So we all have inflammation. whether you realize it or not. We just do, because of all of those things that we've talked about, poor diet and stress and all of that other stuff. And the triplex is really awesome at, or Slim specifically is really great for reducing inflammation in your overall body. Let's see. Okay, I have two more that I'm going to talk about super, super quick, just because they're really, really good and I hate to skip them. We also have an amazing multivitamin. So here's what's different about our multivitamin. It's called X Factor Plus. Two things that I want to mention. First, our multivitamin actually has gut health properties in it. Look up polyphenols, spelled kind of the way that it sounds, phenol with a PH. But they're really, really powerful things for the health of your gut. There you go. And Danielle, I should have known. We'll hear from Danielle in just a minute. But anyway, it's the only multivitamin out there that has gut health properties, which is really incredible. And then it also has something else that really, really sets it apart from other multivitamin. Again, apart from anything else you're going to find on the shelf. This multivitamin has aloe in it. Why is that important? So aloe, I'm sure you guys have heard, I always heard this, that like multivitamins are a waste of money because your body doesn't absorb them and you just like pee them out and flush them down the toilet. So you just have expensive pee. Well, that's where the aloe comes in. The aloe really helps your body absorb those vitamins and nutrients. You're not just going to be peeing them out. Depending on the type of vitamin, whether it's fat soluble or water soluble, the specific aloe in X Factor helps increase absorption by 300 to 400%. So you're not going to pee out your vitamins and flush them down the toilet. So that's why this is better than anything else you're going to find out there. We also have another probiotic that just came out this past summer that we've all really, really been loving, called Vital Biome. So Probio 5, you're probably wondering, why do you have two probiotics? This is really great to start out with. Ideally, you could do both, but this is to really kind of get your gut health back to where it's supposed to be, and this is to really help your gut thrive. This has 8 different strands of clinically tested probiotic strains that are proven to reduce feelings of anxiety and stress and improve mood and concentration and focus. So this is kind of like, some people call this their chill pill. And Alyssa mentioned that I will be the first to admit that this really has helped with my patients, with my children. I have a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And some days are a little stressful. So this, I've noticed a definite difference, and also just increased improvement in my digestive health also since starting this. Okay, Christina wants to see the pills. So this is Vital Biome. It's actually really small. And then X Factor is kind of a pretty green. Really pretty green. So all of these are a month supply. Typically, you can buy BioCleanse in a larger bottle if you want, which I do. And they're all capsules. What was I going to say? Oh, what's really great is that they're not like the hard-pressed pills. The hard-pressed pills are really, really hard for your body to break down and absorb. So all of our products are in these gel capsules. Our probiotics specifically, the capsules are designed to survive the acid in your stomach, which is a really big idea, or a big deal too. And as well as the specific strains in the probiotics, they're going to survive the stomach acid and actually get to your intestines where they're going to be used. Okay, so those are our 5 most popular products. They're my favorite for sure. And okay, so now that we kind of covered our basic products, we also have a really awesome pain relief line. If you or anybody you know has any chronic pain, really, really awesome product for that. We have a really great omega that's plant-based, so no fishy burps. But if you want to see our full product line, you can go on our website or ask whoever invited you to send you a link to a catalog, and you can kind of check everything out from there. I'm not going to take up your whole night by going through our entire line. Okay, so I am really excited to get to hear from Danielle. So Danielle was so kind that she typed out polyphenols for us because she's super smart. So Danielle, I'm excited to get to hear from you and just what your thoughts on the products are.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I met Sarah and her husband through church a while ago, 7 years ago, because I was newly married, and I was doing my undergrad at UC Merced in biochemistry. So, needless to say, when Sarah reached out to me on a cold outreach, had never heard of Plexus before, ever. She reached out to me. I never heard of it, but I had a lot of background knowledge, and because of that knowledge, I never took supplements. It was a very expensive way to kill my kidneys because I had tried taking them, and I'd actually had a doctor tell me to stop taking supplements because I was having really bad back pain, and she's like, you are peeing your vitamins out so much because your body cannot absorb it that your kidneys are overtaxed. So no supplements. I was like, before I got married, like first year of college, because I wanted to try and get healthy, and there went that. So she reached out to me, and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll go look these up. So with the science background, not going to go to this person's source research. I'm going to go to third party and look at all the ingredients. So like I'm trying to remember who. I don't see her name. She was here. Oh, well. Someone had mentioned previously they went and looked, Alyssa went and looked up all of the different ingredients. I did that. Was like, okay, like the ingredients are supposed to work, the way they've formulated with the different compounds, they're supposed to be for max absorptioncy and are fairly soluble. Oh, wow, they have a time-release capsule on not just the probiotic, but the X Factor has a time-release, like delayed-release capsule. I'm fairly certain. I was trying to check it, but I remember somebody asking me that before. So that the compounds in it survive your stomach acid and make it to where you can absorb it, because you don't absorb through your stomach. It just breaks stuff down and pushes it into your intestine. And so I'm like, okay, this might work. So then I came to a sit and see about almost a year and a half ago and sat down, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I might have answered some questions in that one too. But like, I was like, okay, I could probably try this. And then 60-day back guarantee, I'm like, okay. But at that time, it wasn't for ambassadors. Vernon. Sorry, hold
on. Danielle has a tiny, tiny baby.
Can you get me the binky? He's tiny, but not tiny.
Young.
Yeah, he's like a month and a half. Chill. This is my Plexus baby. So I hopped on as an ambassador because did the math on the triplex. It saves you somewhere between $300 and $400, and like you got to try it for a while. So okay, we'll do it that way, and it worked. First week, I'm gonna actually be like specific. I pooped every day, which had never happened. I could go 3 to 4 days between, which I'm like, oh. And I remember like the third day I messaged Sarah and I'm like, I had the most magnificent poop ever. And it was great. And she's like, I'm glad to hear that. And so been on it for a year and a half, had the second baby with it. So I was pregnant and I was taking the triplex and X Factor in the beginning, and then they released X Factor Plus and I switched over to that. And Mega X, which is a vegan omega that we offer. Great, non-fishy, gross. So yeah, it's not gross. It's not fishy. I actually ended up having to go back to my doctor after I'd sent her the ingredient list and argued with her over whether or not I should be allowed to take Slim, because she's concerned about the caffeine content in Slim. And I'm like, based off of the percent composition, because if you look on the back, it tells you less than 2% of a little over 500 milligrams. So I'm like, that's like between 10 and 11 at the most. If I ate a chocolate bar, I'd be surpassing that amount. Like full-size Hershey's chocolate bar. Like, give me a little bit. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, cool, I'm going with it. And I'm not worried about small babies because this dude was almost 2 feet long and almost 9 pounds. So I took it all through my pregnancy, had half the weight gain, which was amazing. So about 30 pounds instead of almost 60. I'm back at my pre-pregnancy weight for this one, not for my first one. So I'm already back, and it's only 6 weeks today, and C-section too. So because his head got stuck, his big head, and I was actually bounced back faster from the C-section. Did not have any of the swelling that I had with my first. Because I had so much swelling, I was having to diet and watch everything I ate because I was gaining weight like crazy, swelling like crazy. It was ridiculous. And so, I'm sold out for Plexus. Mm-hmm. I was not a vitamin taker. Never thought about taking probiotic because, they told you to eat yogurt and that didn't change anything. There was a talk about thrush. My doctor actually at my doctor's appointment yesterday, she noticed I had a little yeast infection on my incision. So we're healing that. But it hadn't passed to my son, and I didn't even know I had it. Like, I couldn't tell the difference. And she's like, it's almost not there, but I can tell it's kind of there. And it's because you have a flabby tummy and they cut so far low because they think I'm going to wear a bikini at some point, that it's in a fold of a skin. So just moisture trapped yeast infection. And I'm like, huh. And she's like, baby doesn't have thrush. She checked, no thrush. Your boobs are normal. Yeah, my boobs are normal. She's like, okay. I'm like, it's probably by probiotic because it's amazing. And Sarah mentioned there's an antifungal. There are digestive enzymes in there. There are enzymes that are geared towards targeting bad bacteria in there to break it up. And if you clean your full digestive tract, that means small intestine, large intestine, you're allowing everything to be absorbed, and it's so much better. I feel so much better. I remember coming home from the hospital and feeling like I'm going to flip a wig because the baby blues hit bad. And I'm like, why am I going crazy? Oh, I'd been off my probiotic for a week. So we got back on that real quick. So it's great stuff, and I love it. Won't go without it now. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Danielle. And I think you're right. Like, I think we all can attest to, like, if we forget or if we get out of our routine, we notice.
Woe be unto those people. I'm also a chemistry teacher. I forgot to say that. I'm a chemistry teacher at the local high school. Last school year, while I was pregnant, I was working 120% contract, which meant I was working overtime by contract as a teacher. I had no prep period. If you know a teacher, the prep period is sacred. I did it because we were short and because it was really good money. I'm not doing it this year. Right now I'm on leave. Praise Jesus. But I worked until 39 weeks in one day. So teaching full labs, my students thought it was hilarious because if I was tired, I was rolling around the classroom in my new office chair.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's been really fun to watch your journey, Danielle, and just huge changes for you, for sure, which is really fun. Okay, so let's get to another fun thing. Joran is going to hop up and do a giveaway.
Hey guys. Okay, I'm using random name picker here on my phone, and I just have one quick question. Are Liz and Liz Douglas the same person or different people? Can somebody just tell me in the chat? Because I saw both names, and so I want to make sure if they're different people, I've got them in, because I've got the name Liz on there twice right now. Anybody know? Anybody who maybe invited a Liz or a Liz Douglas? I'm going to hop in the chat and let me know. Okay, I'm going to give it like 5 more seconds, and if not, then Liz, if there's only one of you, it's your lucky day because your name's in there twice. Okay. Oh, okay, Jessica says it might be the same person. Okay.
I mean, it looked like it was the same person to me because it both said iPhone, so I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think Jessica wrote her in for one, and then maybe she wrote her in herself in. So, okay. All right, I'm going to do it. I'll show you guys the name. Let's see. Pick a random name. Here we go. And can you guys read that? It says Beth. So, Beth, you're our first winner. Congratulations.
Awesome. Okay, so I think you joined.
You bet.
Okay, Beth, you win a 7-day trial of Slim. So I need you to get your address to whoever invited you, and then whoever invited you will get your address to me, and I will send it out in the mail to you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good job.
You know what's kind of fun about that is we are starting a 7-day challenge.
Yeah.
The Monday after Thanksgiving. So Beth, if you get it, you'll probably get it just in time, and then you can just hop in on our challenge.
Yeah, and even if you're a little late, Beth, I would still make sure that whoever invited you adds you to that Facebook group. Because even if you start a few days late, it's still a ton of information, and you'll enjoy being on that for sure. Okay, so let's talk about some questions that might be going through your head right now. We'll call them FAQs. Okay, so a lot of people want to know, okay, this is a supplement. Well, is it FDA approved? Because I want to make sure that I'm, taking stuff that's safe for my body. Fun fact, it's not the FDA's job to approve or disapprove supplements. It's just not what they do. They regulate, but they don't approve or disapprove. So anything you've ever seen on the shelf at any Walmart or Target or CVS, none of that is approved by the FDA. People want to know if it's safe. And I can tell you that it is the most natural way to get healthy. You're not going to find any other company with a line of products that are as natural as ours and that get to the root cause the way ours do, and that focus on gut health the way that our products do, and that work well together. They're designed to be taken together and to work synergistically. So you're not going to find anything else out there that's as natural as our products. People want to know, well, is it going to work for me? It's, it's worked for my friends or some other people I've heard for tonight, but what about me? Is it going to work for me? And two things on that, two thoughts. There really is only one way to find out if it's going to work for you, and that's to give it a shot. I will say that, if you're consistent with your products, which means taking them every day, that's how they're designed to be used. And if you commit to the process, like I said at the beginning, we're not a quick fix. We didn't get unhealthy overnight, and so we're not going to get healthy overnight. I've seen a little quote going around that said, I've been to the gym every day this week, and I haven't lost any weight. I'm quitting the gym. It's the same type of thing. You can't expect this to be a super quick fix. You really have to commit to the process. I always recommend at least 90 days, and that's not a Plexus thing, it's just a general supplement thing. All that to say, if you do commit to the process, I can guarantee that you are going to see positive changes in your health, for sure. So, and then people are curious about the business, because if you've seen people talking about the products on Facebook, then you've probably seen people talk about the business on Facebook. And both of them, I know at times probably have seemed like too good to be true. And I really think that that's just because we are so different than anything else out there. And so, I'll talk about some reasons, some things that set us apart. So five really key things that set us apart business-wise from other companies. We have no big buy-in. Danielle mentioned that she became an ambassador because the pricing made sense. So to become an ambassador, it's $34.95 a year. You pay that once, and you never have to pay it again for that entire 365 days, no matter what happens. No big buy-in. Our welcome, we call them welcome packs, our initial, like, you might have, you could maybe call them a starter kit or something like that. They're between, they're either $100 or $200, which is an incredible deal. And that's typically, Triplex welcome pack is $99. 3 products for $99 is a huge, huge value. No big buy-in. We don't have any inventory or deliveries. What I have in my cabinet is what I use. I don't have a garage full of Plexus. I don't ever deliver to anybody. They order from my website and it gets shipped directly to their doorstep because this mama does not have time to be running around town delivering products to people. We have no quotas. So you're not ever obligated to, you don't have to, meet this certain quota. You're not going to get, nothing's going to happen if you don't, reach a certain amount of sales per month. There's no quotas. We have no commitments. So even, if something happens and you're able to order your products, heaven forbid, nobody's coming after you. You're not getting penalized. You're not going to lose your membership with Plexus. It's really, really simple, really, really straightforward. And then I think the biggest thing for me, those were all really big factors, but the biggest thing for me is that there's no selling. So I know, like, nobody likes to be a salesperson, right? Nobody likes to feel like they are trying to push stuff on their friends and family. And if that were the case, I never, ever, ever would have touched this with a 10-foot pole, because that is just not who I am. I am not a salesperson. I could not, I couldn't. My mother is. I am not. I do not feel comfortable at all trying to sell anybody anything. So I love, that we have all just shared what the products have done for us. This is exactly what we've done tonight, is what we do every day. We just share about what the products have done for us and why we love them and why they're amazing, and why we think that they're going to help you. And that's it. So it really is just really genuine, and no selling at all. So those are 5 really big key things that set us apart from other companies and other opportunities out there. So I see Amanda's on here. Her and Sandra, her sister, were in travel mode. So I'm assuming that they're okay to share. But we're going to hear from them. I'm going to unmute you, Amanda. And there you go. Oh, wait. Where'd you go? Hang on. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Mandy was just finishing feeding her child.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, say hi.
Can you lift this up a little bit more or no? Okay.
Can you lean on this? Here, I'll hold it for you.
Okay. My name's Sandra Ponce. I am a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and I've been doing the products for about a year and a half. So I'll just try to just briefly tell you a little bit about why I love it so much. I actually had postpartum when I started, and I don't know if anybody are familiar with postpartum, but it was my first son, or my first child, my only child, and I just didn't feel like I was supposed to be feeling at all. It was actually, sad to say, one of the worst experiences I've ever had, and which is terrible to think, that you are feeling that way during something that's supposed to be like the happiest time of your life. Anyway, so I heard about the products through Joran. Joran's on this call. She's my upline. And I also had decided to stay home with my son to take care of him. So I left my teaching job. I taught high school English for 6 years. And so I wanted to lose a little bit of weight, but I also had read all these testimonies about gut health and how it can affect your mood and, your hormones. Yeah, that's good. And sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to sit up straight. So I decided to jump in, and I honestly at that point was like super desperate. I was ready to try anything, and I trusted Joran, and Joran is just not the type of person to just, join just any company. She has a lot of integrity. So I was on 3 different medications at the time. I was on pretty high doses of medication as well. Like some of them were the highest doses you could take. And so, but that wasn't like, I really wasn't thinking about coming off medication, but I just started noticing that I wasn't feeling as anxious in the morning. I used to have to get up, literally take a Xanax every single day because my anxiety was through the roof, out of control. And there was, I knew there was something wrong because there was nothing to be anxious about. Like I had a really great scenario. My husband was home with me, and I was home and I didn't have to go to work. My husband had a great job. He was, super supportive. So that's how I knew that like this was not normal. So I just started noticing as I started taking the products, probably within the first couple months, that I just didn't feel that anxiety anymore. So after a few months, I started to wean off of Xanax and then slowly came off all 3 medications. So that was like super, super, super awesome. Like I thought I would have to be on medication my entire life, and I hated that feeling. Medication doesn't mean you feel completely better. You just kind of feel like you're in a fog and you're not yourself. So that was a huge victory. And then beyond that, so many other things. I mean, you guys don't have time to sit here and listen to all the things, but I had severe tummy issues, like major gas pains, but gas that like wouldn't exit my body. I wanted it to exit my body, but it wouldn't. And it was painful, like 3 days a week, like usually. I don't remember the last time I had that. And it would be, Scott and I would talk about going out to dinner, and I'd be like, oh, I'm having those pains again, or let's stay in. I need to lay on my stomach or whatever. And I don't have those anymore. So that's huge. And then the business has been such a blessing to my little family. I at this point, it would not make sense for me to go back to work because I'd have to put Scotty in childcare, and the amount I'd pay out in childcare and my commute and everything else. It's just, it's been such a financial blessing. We've been paying off some debt, and also the other super cool thing is you get to work with people that you love and care about, like my sister sitting right next to me right now. I mean, who would have thunk, that you get to choose who you work with. My cousin's on this call. One of my really great friends, Joran, is on this call. So that's been such a blessing. I remember thinking, gosh, if I could just get my products covered. And then that happened like really, really, really quickly. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like I just covered the products, like how much more could I make? And then it just, what if I could make 1,000? And then that happened. And what if I could make 2,000? And then that happened. And so just such a blessing. So, and Sarah, do you want me to turn it over to Mandy? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just take trade spots.
Hi. Okay. Hello. How come I can't hear anybody else?
Oh, they're being muted.
Okay.
For your convenience.
All right. So I'm Amanda Rodenbaugh. I'm Sandra's sister, and I first heard about Plexus from a girlfriend of mine who had lupus for years, and I watched her come off all her medication and everything, and she was feeling so much better. So that kind of intrigued me and made me want to do it. But my husband said no, so I had to wait. And then Sandra started doing it, and he saw how much better she was feeling. She told you all her issues that she was having. So seeing her just be like herself again was incredible. So that made me want to try it, and it made Johnny say, yes, we'll give this a go. So he didn't want anything to do with it, but he said I could try it. So I started, and I lost 9 pounds like in the first 3 weeks on the triplex. So that was awesome. That's what I wanted. I wanted to lose weight. I had just had a baby like 5 years before that, you know, so I had to lose that baby weight. Anyways, and then also lots of other things. My sleep was so much better. I was addicted to not coffee, but soda pop. And I noticed that I couldn't even finish a soda anymore. I had so much more energy. I wasn't so cranky with my kids. I wasn't yelling mommy anymore. I also had a couple miscarriages before I started Plexus. And then obviously I just had my baby, but I had the best pregnancy on Plexus. Oh my gosh. Even at 36, yes, I see Danielle over there. Yeah, no, the best pregnancy for sure. No swelling at all. Weird, because I still gained like the same amount of weight as I did with my others, but I just looked so much better. I felt so much better. Just 25 pounds. Yeah. Oh, I lost 25 pounds too before I got pregnant. And then after, I'm not like Danielle and lost all my baby weight yet, but I gained a lot of weight. So I still have some more to go. But yeah, I just felt like I bounced back so quick. So that was awesome. And then like Sandra said, I just wanted to get my products paid for. That's how I started like sharing with friends. I'm not a salesperson at all, like Sarah said, but I do share with my friends everything that I love. So I can't shut up about this stuff, and I keep telling everybody, and the products were covered so quickly. So like Sandra said, I just kept, how much more could I make if I keep talking about this stuff? So, and then both my kids, they were in full-time school. So I was like, I need to get a real job. But this is seriously like the best gig I've ever had. This is so much fun, the best people and the best products. And I just feel better than I did like in my 20s. So that's all.
Thank you, girls. It's so fun that you guys are together too. So Sandra just flew in to spend Thanksgiving with Amanda up in Idaho. So I'm so glad you guys made it. I'm sure that was a stressful trip. Anyway, thank you guys so much for chiming in. And I think one thing you've maybe picked up on is I think all of us feel like this has been kind of an accidental business. I don't think any of us really knew what we were getting ourselves into. I know I definitely had no clue what I was getting myself into, about 3.5 years ago. I just, my sister-in-law said that her friends were making real money with this. And so I just thought, like, I'm on Facebook anyways, and all right, I'll just give it a shot. And 3.5 years later, it's just been a huge, huge, huge blessing to my family. I had no clue that I would be where I am today. I love that I've gotten to meet, just all these amazing girls. So much fun to get to, I always say work, quotation marks, because it doesn't ever feel like work. We're just kind of having fun and sharing with, friends and family. And I just am amazed at how much this company has grown. I mean, like I said, I have 2 little kids, so really the only time I have to work is, nap time, and maybe a tiny bit here and there throughout the day, a few nooks and crannies. And, but in those 3.5 years, I have been able to match my husband's salary, which is crazy. I reached the 3rd highest rank in the company, which is crazy to me. Because what you need to know about me is I'm like the anti-network marketer. I'm not outgoing. I don't have a ton of friends. Like, I don't have this huge network. I'm not like passing out slim samples to the grocery store clerks. I just have worked this business in a way that has been really authentic to me and who I am. And what I love is that everybody has different strengths, right? But no matter what your strengths are, they're going to serve you well in this business. And I have seen that time and time again. So it's just been an incredible blessing. They sent us to Maui, my husband and I, they sent us to Maui this past September. I had never been. It was incredible. It's really weird to have somebody else pay for you to be in Hawaii. And they've also paid for a really nice fancy car in my driveway or garage, I guess. But they pay for me to have a Lexus every month. And, you know, all of this coming from somebody who is, like I said, an anti-network marketer. So I wholeheartady believe that, you know, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I'm super shy. I'm introverted. This whole thing right here was really, really outside of my comfort zone. Just like talking in front of people and, you know, sharing my story is not something that has come naturally to me. But, you know, just the incredible products, the amazing opportunity, the wonderful people, the financial blessing we're able to give to, you know, charities and organizations that are near and dear to our heart. Blessing others is a huge blessing to us. So I just am in awe every day of what this business has done for me, and also just for, you know, other people on my team, and not just financial, but health. Just incredible stories of freedom from, you know, finances, but also health issues too. So, so you've heard all of our stories, and I just am curious, you know, what about you? What would your story be if you decided to jump in and give this a shot? What would your story look like? What would your story be? Could you imagine yourself? Probably not. You're probably sitting there thinking that, you know, I would never do what they're doing, or I would never, you know, be where they are. But it's possible, and it's definitely a doable thing for you. And so I just can't help but wonder what your story might be, you know, a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 3.5 years from now, where you might be if you decided to give this company or these products a shot. So that's all we have for you tonight. If you guys have any questions, we do have one more giveaway though before we close this out. So if you have any questions, feel free to, again, put them in the chat if we didn't get to something that you're curious about. I'll give you guys a second to think about that while Joran draws another name for a giveaway.
Okay, thanks. That's so fun hearing your story. And, you know, I've known Sarah for a long time. Our husbands have been good friends for many, many years. So I've kind of gotten to see the whole progression of her journey. And Sarah, can you just give us a little bit more of a specific as far as when you first started, like kind of what you were making initially compared to what you're making today?
Yeah, I think, you know, I initially, my first full month, I covered my products, which was awesome. And I was like, what? This is crazy. And when I first started, my ultimate, like, blow my mind goal was to make $1,000 a month. I thought, like, okay, that would just be insane if I could make $1,000 a month. And then I reached that, and then doubled that, and, you know, it just kept going and kept growing. But 3.5 years in, let's see, my last check was about $8,000. So, you know, and that's just from, like I said, working at nap time and like here and there on my phone. And my evenings are pretty sacred. So it's not like I put the kids to bed and I'm working away on my computer. My time with my husband is, you know, number one priority. So yeah, I do just love that this business fits into your lifestyle no matter what it is. We've had, you know, we have women on our team who have been in corporate America and have built their business while working full time and have now retired and are at the top of the company and making a ridiculous amount of money. So, you know, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at, you know, this can work for you. So that's what I love about just about this company.
I'm always impressed by the homeschool moms that have like 8 kids and homeschool and still manage to build an incredible business. So
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's for anybody and everybody, which I love. Okay, we have one more giveaway. This one is for a $15 Amazon card. I kept all of our names in there. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I have Liz, Krista, Melissa, Linda, and Christina. So I think we're good. So let's pick a random name again, see who we get this time. All right, Liz Douglas. So you win a $15 Amazon card. That will be coming from me. So if you want to, how did we do that before, Sarah? Should she just?
I think it was Jessica that invited her, if I remember right. So Jessica, you could, or whoever invited her, just send her email to Joran, like message.
Perfect.
Her email.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, so do we have any other questions? Products, business, life? And if not, I'll give you guys just a minute. You guys can always like unmute yourself too and talk if you want to do that. But if you're curious to see our full line of products, like I said, make sure that you ask whoever invited you to send you like either a catalog in the mail or a link to our catalog, and so you can kind of browse and guarantee you're going to find something in there for you. We really do have something for everybody. So, all right, I think we're all good. Again, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Thank you to everyone who shared. We appreciate your honesty. We if you can't tell, we're just pretty blunt about things, and we just kind of put it all out there. So what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Anyway, we hope that this has been informational and encouraging and helpful. And whoever you are, wherever you're at, we would love for you to join us on this journey. So anyway, you guys all have a great evening, and thank you again for hopping on.